Hello, my name is Blake Jones, and this is for my business communication final.
Give me an example of a good decision you made recently. What alternatives did you consider? Why was it a good decision?
A good decision I made recently was to have surgery on my elbow. I could have decided to not have surgery and not continue to play baseball, but I believe this is a good decision to have surgery because it gives me the opportunity to possibly get scholarships from playing baseball.
In your position, job, class, club, how do you define doing a good job? Can you give me specific examples?
Um, right now, my position, I guess, would just be school. I believe that doing a good job in class is completing an assignment and receiving a good grade, which to me is like an A or a B. And I guess an example would be a presentation I just recently had to do. I put in time and effort and learned the subject of the presentation, and I received an A on it.
Can you describe some specific assignments, tasks, or job conditions that you enjoyed most?
Um, my favorite task would be probably whenever I was working at the old Mount Vernon High School campus last year. We were cleaning out classrooms and gyms, and just getting to see all the old memorabilia and all like the history of the school was neat to me. And on that particular job, our boss let us kind of. He didn't give us much instruction, so we kind of got to work independently and figure out how the best way to do it ourselves. So I like that a lot.
Give me an example of how you determine the top priorities in your job or school.
Um, for school, I guess I determine my top priorities by like the amount of points an assignment's worth, or like if that certain class is an elective, or if it's a class that I need to graduate for for my major.
Have you ever been too persistent? What happened and how could you improve the outcome?
Um, I guess also going back to the job last summer at school, we were tasked with uh, delivering desks and chairs to classrooms, and my boss told me to get the desk delivered to one side of the hall, and I didn't really like doing this job, so uh, I was pushing to get it done before lunch, get the whole hall done before lunch, and I was getting my coworkers to deliver to both sides every time we'd make a trip, and so I was persistent about that, and it ended up being that the other side of the hall the rooms hadn't been waxed yet, and so we had to go back after lunch and take out everything out of that one side of the hall, and so I guess if I would have just listened to my boss, or if I would have talked to him beforehand, that would have saved a lot of trouble.
Describe a situation in which you found your results were not up to your boss's or instructor's expectations. What did you do to rectify the matter?
Kind of going from that, we were in charge of uh, like organizing and the way the room looks of the new high school, and we thought we found a way that looked good, and we set up like probably like 4 or 5 classrooms, and then my boss comes through, and we got yelled at pretty good, and because he didn't like the way it looked, and so we listened to him, we watched him, we helped him set up a room from there, and then we went back and changed what we had done the previous rooms and just went off his model for the rest of the day.
How did you decide on the school you wanted to attend? What alternatives did you consider?
Um, Previously, I went to a university that I didn't like, and this is one reason why I chose Rend Lake. Another reason would be its location is pretty close to home. It's pretty affordable, and I could play baseball here too as well.
Tell me about some time when you weren't very pleased with your performance. What did you do about it?
Well, I play baseball and I'm a pitcher, and I hold myself to a pretty high standard. And last year, at my previous university had an outing where I was walking a lot of people, so I was throwing balls. I was getting hit a lot too, and so after that outing, instead of dwelling on it, I went back and really worked on my pitches and my pitch location of stuff. And so, like, my next start, it went a lot better.
What were your goals at school or work last year? How did you set them? Did you achieve them? Why or why not?
Wait, what was that?
What were your goals at work or school last year? How did you set them? Did you achieve them? Why or why not?
My goals last year at school, well, it was to make Dean's List, and I feel like I held myself to a pretty high standard academically as well. And I feel like Dean's List is pretty a good goal to achieve, and I did achieve this goal. I feel like studying and getting with work study groups and talking to my professor a lot really is what got me to achieve that goal.
What was the biggest problem you encountered while you were at college? What did you do about it?
My biggest problem was probably time management. Having all these classes and the workload along with baseball, it's hard to find time to get it all done. And so I guess now, since I'm at Rend Lake, every chance between class or at lunch, I'm getting to study hall. I'm getting help from the people in study hall. I'm doing study groups, and then I'm staying up a little later than I'd like to sometimes, just trying to get some studying done. This is it. Thank you.